Hello everyone, we warmly welcome you all to our special program brought to you by Indian Achievers Forum. I'm your host Vatika Singh. Indian Achievers Award is an honor that celebrates the people who went extraordinary to effectuate their aspirations and ideas. In this series, we emphasize not only on the struggles and achievements of the people, but also on the social contributions they made to their native land, India. Before introducing you all to our one such achiever, let's take a look at the small AV.
Indian Achievers Forum is driven by a full-fledged advisory board. The board consists of experienced personalities who have excelled in their respective careers. Together, the forum organizes conferences, events, workshops, exhibitions, trade shows, and B2B initiatives in India as well as abroad. Where there is passion, there is achievement. And where there is achievement, there is Indian Achievers Forum.
Mr. Avishkar Srivastava is a third generation entrepreneur working as the Chief Innovative Officer in his logistics company, the PDB Group. Avishkar completed his graduation from the University of Auckland, New Zealand, and has transformed his family business into a great place to work certified organization with modern systems in place. He is the 2022 national winner of Young Logistics Professional contest organized by Federation of Freight Forwarders in India. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm good. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. So, before entering into the questions, tell us something about you and your professional journey.
Okay, so I'm Avishkar Srivastav and I'm working as a Chief Innovation Officer at the PDP Group. And we are a logistics company based in Kolkata, West Bengal. And we have been in the logistics industry now for over 5 decades. Today, we are providing complete logistics solutions to the trade. And it is a family business which I joined in the year 2014. And I've been working here as the Chief Innovation Officer, which is a unique post most people feel for businesses. And personally, I feel that innovation is important for any business to thrive and to survive in a long run. So I have been working here trying to innovate the family business and upgrade our HR, IT systems, and operations department because our company has a very good mix of experienced professionals as well as energetic youngsters. And my job is to get the best of both worlds through innovation, through structured, systematic processes, and to make sure that the company continues innovating over the years and keeps expanding its presence in the country.
Indeed, sir. So, moving ahead, I'm really keen to know that what inspired you to pursue your family business.
Right. So I had finished my graduation from the University of Auckland in New Zealand and I came back to India in 2014. Initially, I thought, okay, let me test the waters by joining the family business and understanding how the family business structure is, how the logistics environment in India is, and whether I would be able to implement my learnings or not. Now, after joining the family business and observing it for a few months, I realized that there is a lot of potential in this country which is untapped because logistics was still a very unorganized sector at that time. And I believe that instead of thinking of just doing a 1 or 2 years in my family business as an experience and then going abroad for another education or thinking of going abroad for another job, why not I completely immerse myself in my family business because opportunities were there as long as we could take people along with us, get a good understanding of the ground realities, and at the same time implement new procedures in the business. And while doing so, in a few months or in a year's time, I could start seeing the changes taking place. And this was a big reason why I decided then let's continue in this family business and let's continue expanding it in a structured and systematic manner by using my prior learnings and at the same time by utilizing the experience of my family members who have already been in the industry for decades and the senior employees who know the ins and out of the industry. And that motivated me that, this is the right place for me, and this is the place where I can take things forward in a long run.
That's really great, sir. So, moving ahead, we know for a fact that starting anything has never been easy for any one of us. So, what all were the challenges as in when you joined your family business?
So joining the family business was, you can say, it is considered to be very comfortable for most people, that yeah, you have a family business, you have done your studies, now you join the family business and you are the boss from day one. I personally did not look at things in that way. For me, I was very reluctant on getting comfortable and on getting into the comfort zone. I was always thinking that if I've got a platform from day one, how can I add value to the business? And in order to add value to the business, I needed to interact with people from all levels of the workforce, from the senior managers to the associates and support staff who are working in the company every single day. And the challenges which I faced was, many people were perhaps very comfortable in the work which they were doing, and there were many people who had the potential to develop but were probably not getting those opportunities. So I started to assign small projects to different people in the initial stages, and to have meetings just where issues would be brought to my attention. Once I started doing that, there were challenges in place, because family businesses usually develop in a very incremental manner, and as soon as a new generation enters the business, there are chances of a revolutionary change, which is welcomed by some people but are resisted by some people as well. So, one of the challenges I faced was to get people along for this journey by making them explain why we are wanting to do, or rather, why I am wanting to do what I am doing, and what is the end goal in mind. Once we were able to explain this vision to the people, they were much more on board with the changes taking place, and they could understand why they are being told to reimagine their jobs, to rethink new ways of doing the same things. And this is how we could overcome this challenge of breaking past the resistance and getting both the youngsters and the senior employees on board in our growth story.
That's really commendable, sir. So, moving ahead, tell us something about the product and services of the PDB Group.
Right. So the PDP Group, as I mentioned earlier, is a complete logistics company. What we do is we provide international logistics services to all exporters and importers in the region. We have three companies within the PDP Group: PD Prasad and Sons Private Limited, which is a customs broking company. The company, we have our own customs broking license, and we have presence in all the major Eastern Indian gateway ports, land customs stations of Bangladesh and Nepal, as well as we are fully functioning in ICD in Durgapur. We also have customs clearance facilities in different parts of the country, like Mumbai, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and others, where we are tied up with agency partners. Our second company is PDP International Private Limited, which is performing comprehensive ocean and air freight forwarding services. It is certified as a multimodal transport operator by DG Shipping Government of India, and it also has over 200,000 square feet of warehousing space in Kolkata, and we have recently also got warehousing space in Haldia. Our third company, Allied ICD Services Limited, owns and operates the only inland container depot in Eastern India which is AEO certified by Indian Customs. It is covering an area of around 15 acres, and we are providing complete logistic solutions for all exporters and importers in the Bardhaman, Jharkhand, Birbhum, and that region, so that they get direct connectivity to the gateway ports of Kolkata and Haldia. Today, we have over 150 trailers with us, and we have in house infrastructure of over 400,000 square feet warehousing space in West Bengal. All our companies are AEO certified, which is Authorized Economic Operator, certified by Indian Customs. We are all Great Place to Work certified as well by the Great Place to Work Institute India. And our company is focused on end to end international logistics solutions by having our own customs clearance license, by having our own warehousing space of over 400,000 square feet in West Bengal. We are also having our own fleet of over 150 trailers and 20 heavy equipments. We are having our experienced team for cargo handling, weighment, container transportation operations, and we also operate a shipping plot in Durgapur. So our company has grown over the years by investing in infrastructure, in logistics infrastructure, and by ensuring that all exporters and importers in the region have all their solutions available in a single window in our company. So that's a little bit about the services which we offer.
Right, sir. So, since we all have certain plans for our future, what are your future plans with respect to the PDB group?
Yeah, so in terms of future planning, of course, every business needs to have a stable future plan that helps to keep the employees motivated and helps to understand also what the company's vision is going forward. We have made investments in acquiring land in different parts of West Bengal, like Haldia, Durgapur, and Calcutta. We are further expanding our footprint and investing more to build our warehousing infrastructure. Warehousing is a sector which will see remarkable demand over the years as people are looking for a very strong first mile and last mile connectivity. Keeping that in mind, we are continuously focused on expanding our warehousing infrastructure and focusing on having the warehousing infrastructure with complete cargo handling. We are focused on developing a reefer warehouse for cold storage, because cold storage is another area where the infrastructure is lacking in the country, and we want to play a part in developing the cold storage. We are always interested in further investing in infrastructure. So when it comes to our trailers, when it comes to our heavy equipments, we are continuing to procuring more so that we are more self reliant. When it comes to our asset management, we are fully focused on our cloud softwares and cloud technologies. We are wanting to expand our footprint in eastern India, in different parts, especially in the northeast, and for doing this efficiently, we need a robust systems in place which can, where data and analytics can be tracked by sitting in the head office. So keeping that in mind, I would say our future plan is to expand our footprint in eastern India, especially in the northeast, focus on developing more on warehousing infrastructure, focusing on procuring more assets like heavy vehicles and heavy equipment. Finally, to continue growing in a systematic manner by developing our cloud based system to completely encompass all companies' operations, to ensure that we can remotely track every single activity happening in our various locations.
And we wish you all the luck for all these plans of yours. Moving ahead, you must be knowing about the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign prevailing in India right now. So, what are your views on this campaign and how is your organization working towards it?
Yes, Atmanirbhar Bharat, it's a wonderful campaign, and it's a wonderful campaign because it focuses on self-reliance. Today, India is aspiring to be a self-reliant country, and all Indian companies are striving to become self-reliant. How can we become self-reliant? We can become self-reliant by upgrading our knowledge base, by understanding the opportunities which are at our disposal, and building our strengths so that we can take advantage of these opportunities and expand our respective companies, which will also lead to, in turn lead to nation building. What Atmanirbhar Bharat has done is it has raised awareness on self reliance. When we see a lot of companies in the past, they have been managing their operations through unsystematic processes or unorganized processes because this awareness was not there on why self reliance is so important. Today, if a vendor is suddenly not able to fulfill their commitments, our down the level services also get negatively affected because we have so much of reliance on the others. Similarly, India has been developing now with a very clear vision that we need to be a self-sufficient country. The government is really working hard to boost the agricultural and the industrial sector, and we as companies can learn from this by adopting that spirit, which is how to completely start enhancing and investing in our infrastructure. And we should look at investment in technologies, in assets, as something which will give returns for the future, instead of thinking that these are just costs and we should provide service with the minimum cost possible and compromising on quality. That is something which should never be done, and Atmanirbhar Bharat is teaching us that we need to become self reliant. We need to respect ourselves first as logisticians, as other service providers in the country. And what we need to do is focus on infrastructure building, focus on training our employees, focus on raising self respect of our respective companies, so that when we are presenting ourselves to the market, the customers and the foreign partners, they know that yeah, this is a company in India which is self reliant, which knows what it wants, and which has the right systems in place. So I really commend the Atmanirbhar Bharat, and I hope more companies adopt this spirit.
Right, sir. So, this year we'd be celebrating 75 years of our independence, which is famously known as Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. So, what would you like to say on this, as in how far we have come, and what is your vision pertaining to this?
Of course, I think we all will agree that India has come a long way over the last few decades, and especially right now, I feel we are on a cusp of an immense transformation and an immense leap forward. Now, with policies and initiatives like Digital India, Swachh Bharat, Atmanirbhar Bharat, and the government's bold vision of having a $5 trillion economy by 2025, I believe India is the place to be right now, and we are all, proud of the freedom fighters and the hard work taken by people in the past to help us reach to this stage. And now that we are here, we all can understand how we can collaborate together and really empower each other so that the country can develop. Today, we are seeing that women are joining the workplace in a much faster rate than before, and this is a very good thing. In logistics also, we are seeing the rise of women entrepreneurs, we are seeing the rise of working professionals who are women, and I believe this is very important for the development of any nation. Going forward with the spirit of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, at the end of the day, Azadi does mean independence, and in order to work independently, I feel what organizations need is structure as well as some flexibility, because structure and flexibility, a good balance of that can help make wonders and can help organizations transform. So I would once again say that we are very privileged to be born in India and to be in India at this time when when the country is really moving forward in all directions, whether it comes to our policymakers, whether it comes to investments in infrastructure. Today, logistics is also being given a lot of importance by the government, and I really commend them. And I hope they keep looking into logistics as infrastructure, and also focus on how we can maintain the fuel cost, because this is something where fuel or diesel is the backbone of any country's economy, and rising fuel cost leads to rising inflation and is overall creates a lot of discomfort in the country. So, would really appreciate if the government keeps looking into how to keep the diesel prices in check and continues its wonderful policy making which it is doing right now, and its investments to make the country a much bigger superpower.
Well said, sir. And on that note, we move on to the next question. First of all, congratulations on winning the Young Achievers Award. I really want to know that what was the feeling when you came to know that you have won the award, and who all were the constant supporters in this journey of yours?
It was a wonderful feeling winning this award, to get recognized for the hard work which you're putting in. It really feels great. And I was really happy when I got the news that I have won the Young Achievers Award by the Indian Achievers Forum for my contributions for nation building. And it is something which, I was very proud of. And of course, I will say my family is a very big support. They always keep encouraging me to follow my dreams, to keep working hard and trying to make a difference in what I do, and not just work without understanding what is the impact of the work. So they have always been pushing me to follow my dreams, and they were really excited as well when they heard that I have won this award. I would also say that all the employees working in my company, like, at the end of the day, you can have a vision, but if your team members and if your employees are not enrolled in that vision, then it's very difficult to achieve it. So all the employees, my entire team has been working very hard to, and they are working very relentlessly to make sure that our company keeps innovating, keeps going forward. And the achievements which have been recognized by the Indian Achievers Forum are not just my achievements, they are the achievements of my team and the encouragement given by my family members to me all the time. So I would always say that, I am very, very pleased and very happy to be receiving this award, and it would just not be possible without my family and my team members, and of course our valued clients who have been supporting us. We have always got a lot of unique services, and they have taken the risk, I would say, to shift and to understand our services. And after taking our services, they have been very satisfied with us, but they have taken a chance with us, and for that we are always very grateful.
Right, sir. So now, since we know a lot about your professional role, tell us something about your social contributions as well.
So, in terms of social contributions, see, businesses have to take CSR not just as an obligation but as their responsibility. Today, the level of participation of the MSME sector in CSR activities is still a lot of improvement. As a company, we have tied up with various NGOs, and what we have done by tying up with them is, it's not like, okay, let's fix up a budget and let's give it to this NGO and let them do whatever, and our obligation is complete. We have not been thinking that way. I made a very big change. Is I made sure that whenever we visit a shelter home, for example, where there are kids and where kids are being kept in shelter homes, where they are being given education, and we would receive requests to distribute, suppose, blankets to them, or distribute some or sponsor some of their school kits, we would make sure that every time 3 or 4 different employees would be visiting these homes, so that they understand also what the company is doing, and they get to see the ground realities firsthand. When we initially did it, some people were finding it strange, like, okay, this is strange, the company is making me leave during office hours to visit an NGO, why is it happening? But every time they came back, and they were like, their eyes would just get opened up, that wow, there is so many things happening, so much hardships people are facing, and we just get so worried about our everyday problems and everyday lives that we don't recognize how much we are privileged to be having a home, to be having a stable job, a loving family, when there are people who do not have any of these things, and still they are living life with a smile on their faces. And what this process did of sending employees to the shelter homes, to the various sites where NGO activities were taking place, is it raised a huge awareness amongst our own employees. And what many of our employees have then done is, they have even involve their family members, and they have personally visited. They have even, some of them have even taken their kids to raise awareness amongst the children as well, of how privileged some of the kids are who take their lives for granted. And this has been a big in improve, I would say, it has encouraged me a lot to continue this practice. Today we have sent over 120 employees of ours to different NGOs in Calcutta, and we have also tied up with NGOs in Durgapur, where every winter we are sending again our employees to see how they are living, and to understand that, yeah, it's not just that we can help in cash and kind, the presence is very important. When corporates are sending their own employees to visit these places, the residents also feel so happy that there is someone who is visiting me, who is taking their valuable time to see what I am doing, to talk to me. And that is something which has been a very good feedback we have received from the various NGOs with whom we are tied up as well. In terms of environment, so logistics is of course negatively perceived when it comes to environment. I would like to say that by building an infrastructure in Durgapur, we are saving crores of rupees worth of diesel of the nation, because we are eliminating one way empty truck movement from the gateway ports to Durgapur. Any import container which is coming to Durgapur is being reutilized for export. Without our inland container depot, this import container would go back empty to the shipping plots of the different cities, and it would be a waste of 200-250 kilometers. Over the years, this leads to huge diesel wastage, and by creating that infrastructure of an ICD in Durgapur, a lot of diesel saving is taking place for the nation, and we are very proud of this, because this is something where we have been able to make a positive impact in the environment despite being a logistics company. And I again say despite, because logistics is always treated very negatively in terms of the environmental, in terms of its environmental impact. And I hope this perception will change when more and more logistics companies adopt greener logistics. We are also one of the first companies in Durgapur to install a solar power generation plant, and now we are completely switched to renewable energies. And these are some of the social contributions which we have done, and we still feel we can do more and we want to do more.
And we wish you all your future endeavors as well. So, before concluding this session, you know that IF is followed not only by mainstream organizations, but also those young minds who aspire to be like our achievers someday. So, what is that one message you'd like to give them?
So, one message to aspiring entrepreneurs, I would say that, see, entrepreneur sounds like a really interesting job. It's a job which enables you to follow your passion. You can be your own boss, you can set policies, and you can push through those policies and see results. At the same time, being an entrepreneur could be taxing at times. It may seem very glamorous initially, but as you go into the crux of the business, you realize you'll have to do a lot of different things. And if you don't have a lot of passion and if you're not willing to work hard, that energy of being an entrepreneur or that excitement can burn off very quickly. So to anyone who's aspiring to be an entrepreneur, just make sure that you have a passion for a particular field, or you have an idea which you are confident can change the lives of people. Once you have these things, then you need to connect also with the right people. You need to understand how your ideas can come into fruition in a practical setup. You will need to understand that there are very glamorous sides and very non-glamorous sides as well, and in the initial few years you will be completely not be recognized by people because you will be so focused on developing your business and developing your policies and your product or your service, that you will, it will take a lot of your time. So don't join on think of becoming an entrepreneur just because it is the cool thing to do. You should be want to be an entrepreneur if you really have a good idea which can change the lives of people, and if you have the passion that, yeah, I can work really hard and I can do a lot of things even when no one is looking. It's easier to do things when everyone is looking and everyone is, there to encourage you. But in the entrepreneurship can be taxing at times when you have to assess your own self all the time, and you will need to understand how you can add value every single time, because people, the markets are very competitive, and you will need to have a very unique product or a service to be successful in the industry. So I will always say that I encourage entrepreneurs, and I especially encourage entrepreneurs who have a vision in their mind, not because it's the in thing to do, but because they know what is their end, why they are wanting to become an entrepreneur. And I would wish them all the best in their journey.
And that, I must say, is a great piece of advice. Thank you so much for joining with us today. It was a pleasure talking to you, and we hope that you continue to inspire people of all ages forever. Thank you so much.